Hey guys, so I actually just finished interviewing with the broker and I spent 3 hours in there, which is crazy. I got in there at 9:30 and had an hour and a half training and then spoke with the managing broker for an hour and a half, and I'm gonna get back home and I'm gonna sit down and actually talk with you guys what I thought and if I might choose them or not, and what other things you should suggest or consider when you're choosing a sponsoring broker, and what questions you should ask, and just generally what you should do to find who's the best broker for you. So I'm gonna go home and let me change out of this first, and now I'll let you guys know. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my first experience interviewing with a broker and kind of giving you guys my initial feedbacks on what I thought about the broker, why I ended up choosing them to interview first, and kind of what my next processes are and how many more brokers I'm going to interview with. My name is Dan, and on this channel I'm going to talk about my journey as a real estate agent, from studying for the exam, choosing the broker, and life as a new agent. Now, hopefully you guys will follow me along this process, and maybe it'll motivate you guys to become a real estate agent as well. I would love to hear what you guys think and what tips and advice you have for a new agent like me. So definitely leave your comments in the comment section below, and let's get started. So this is going to be a quick video of my experience with the first broker that I interviewed, which was Douglas Elliman. Now, the first reason why I chose to interview Douglas Elliman was because I've always known about Douglas Elliman. I've lived on Long Island my entire life and in New York City for the past few years. Douglas Elliman has been a big player in the market in the real estate industry on Long Island and in New York City. So there's actually a Douglas Elliman office that's actually a block down from where I live on Long Island. So definitely have known them my entire life, and that was kind of the first name that popped into my mind when thinking about real estate brokers and becoming an agent. So knowing that, I went onto their website and I searched all the office locations on Long Island and where the closest ones were, and so I knew that I didn't want to be too far from home, maybe about 20 to 25 minutes at most, because I knew that when choosing a broker, I wanted to be accessible to an office where I could bring my clients, and also just to be in an environment of everyone that is working, and hopefully to kind of learn from everyone else and all the successful agents that are there. So after that, I went on Douglas Elliman's website and searched all the offices, and I actually looked up all the agents that were working at specific offices. And what I was looking for in this case was seeing how many agents in total that there were, and also how diverse the team was. Now, I wanted to know how many agents were working, because if there's one managing broker, I wanted to see how much of the managing broker's time will I get in terms of undivided attention. If I needed something, if I called them, if I had a question when I'm out in the field or doing something and I needed an answer quickly, could she or could the broker respond in a timely manner, and will she give me proper training and advice and help me get my career off and my business off the ground when I need it. So if there's 200 people or 200 agents at an office, I knew that the managing broker probably won't give me as much time, because she's probably so busy and so inundated with calls and texts that it'll be kind of hard for me to get a couple minutes of her time. But for offices where there may be 30 to 40 agents at most, I knew that I could at least get some undivided attention every day. Now, secondly, the reason why I wanted to find an office that was diverse, I was looking for an office where there was a range of older, more experienced agents as well as newer agents. I wanted to be in an office where there were successful agents, where there were the top performers on Long Island and also in the industry. I wanted to be there to kind of learn from the success of other agents, while also being in an office where there are also other new agents who were also starting off, and just kind of being able to bounce ideas off other new agents, and also be in an area where I could kind of grow and help each other and support each other become better agents and help kickstart each other's business. In terms of diversity, I was also looking for an office with a more diverse and multicultural background. I think being in a diverse office definitely helps bring other viewpoints and just other perspectives from everyone. I also wanted to be in an office with other Asians and Asian Americans that can speak Chinese or Cantonese, because I'm hoping to bring the fact that I can speak Cantonese and hopefully generate some leads with clients that can only speak Cantonese and help them. And with agents in the office that already speak Cantonese, they might already have leads with Chinese clients that are looking to move to Long Island, and that's a way that I could help bring value not only to the other agents but also to the office and the broker as well, make more money. So those are the reasons why I ended up choosing one of the offices, one of the Douglas Elliman offices. It's really an office that checked a couple of those boxes, and it was a good start for me. So first, I recommend calling the office, scheduling an interview with the broker, maybe asking a couple of preliminary and initial questions just to kind of weed out all the other brokerages where you might not be a good fit. And in the beginning, when I got the managing broker on the phone, I told her a couple of things. She asked me kind of why I wanted to drive so far away, or drive 20 minutes to this office when there's a Douglas Elliman office in Merrick, your hometown, and kind of explained to her the reasons why I said what I said before about the, just the wide range of experienced agents that are working at your office, and also the fact that it's very diverse and multicultural too. So she was kind of happy that I was choosing their office because of that, and not because they're in a market where the houses are more expensive. So as I was filming, my dog decided to join me. So you'll see Sugar there in the corner as I talk about my experience with Douglas Elliman. So after that initial conversation with the managing broker at Douglas Elliman, at this particular office, we were able to figure out a time and day where I can come in and actually interview with them. And what she had told me was she actually had a new agent training on Friday at, I think, 9:30, and she said, why not come afterwards and I could speak to you for however long you want, and you ask me all your questions. So she didn't really frame it as an interview, but she kind of said, ask me all the questions you need. So, but I assumed that was the interview process that people go through. So initially I had agreed I'll come in at 11, and then after a day I thought about it and I figured, hey, why not actually sit in on the training as well? I mean, that's the new agent training. Why not actually sit in on it to see what kind of value that office provides to this new agents, maybe even meet some of the new agents as well, and kind of talk to them, figure out why they chose this office, and just get a general vibe of what the environment's like. So that's exactly what I did. I ended up texting the managing broker the next day, asking her if I could just come and join doing new agent training, and she said, sure, no problem. Like, we're starting at 9:30, and we're gonna have a couple of agents there. Just come then, and we can talk afterwards. So that's what I did. I got to the office at around 9:30, and met all the new agents. There were about 3 new agents there that have been working for about 2 or 3 months. So they're about halfway through this new agent training onboarding process, and they were all super friendly. They were definitely not as young as I was. They had families and kids, so definitely a little bit older than I was, but also going through a career change, finding an industry or career that they actually love. So this training was actually about how to write a contract, and going through a CMA, which is a cost market analysis, to see how to value someone's home. So it was definitely a very useful training to see what they do and how they kind of go through step by step in terms of getting these contracts and offers, making sure that all the information is correct, which was great. And then at the end of it, the managing broker kind of left the room, so I could actually ask the new agents a few questions, and they actually all told me that I was doing a great job in terms of interviewing brokers, because they didn't really interview many brokers. They kind of chose this one off the bat, but they said many great things about the manager and the managing broker, how helpful she was on off hours, so to speak, and she's always accessible and she's always there to help you if you need it. So off the bat, it was kind of a good start. All the new agents really loved the fact that they chose this broker, and the fact that I was interviewing a bunch of brokers and they could not recommend or highly recommend this office more. They were really friendly. I asked for their for their what do you call it, business cards. They said hopefully we can work together soon if I end up choosing the broker. So afterwards, that's when I kind of sat down with the managing broker and got to ask the questions that I want to ask. And I'm not going to go through all the questions now, but I will go through it in a separate video just to make sure that you guys know what kind of questions or what kind of things I was most interested in. But I will go through a few things that I was curious about. I want to say that I never asked the broker what the splits were. The splits were not as important to me as the mentorship and the training that the office would provide. And without even asking, you kind of got the vibe of the office and how this office definitely helps new agents grow and become better. Not only do they offer trainings in terms of how to write contracts and offers and stuff like that, but also how to market yourself and develop a plan to get your business and off the ground. So my takeaways at the end, after asking all the questions: Douglas Elliman is definitely not a brokerage you want to go to if you care about splits. They definitely offer splits toward the lower end. There's not really a cap, and you're looking at 50-50 or 60-40 splits, somewhere between that range, especially if you're a new agent. But what they do provide is a lot of training, a lot of mentorship, a lot of kind of holding you accountable, and a culture in an office where they foster, I guess, positive energy. Apparently, there are other agents that are other senior agents at the office who are always looking for new agents to kind of help them by, let's go through some cold calling together. And that's actually a very important aspect. If there are new other agents that will pull you in and say, hey, let's do cold calls together, let's get you learning these new lead generating tactics or techniques, that's actually very important to me. So definitely considering Douglas Elliman. I'm very happy to have had them to be my first interview and setting the bar pretty high. And this week I have 2 more interviews, 2 of them to being tomorrow. I'm looking to maybe schedule 1 or 2 more toward the end of the week. Tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing with Signature Properties. They have an office right here in my town of Merrick, and also with Greystone Properties. They're a little bit on the other side of the spectrum in terms of size. They're an office of about 20 agents in general, so definitely a more boutique brokerage, but I'm curious to see what they have to offer and what they can do in terms of training, since they're a smaller company. But all in all, I'm still curious and pretty excited to learn more about these two brokerages tomorrow, and hopefully make a decision within a week or 2. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you learned a little bit about why I chose Douglas Elliman and to interview, and what my experiences were when I did interview him, and what my next steps are as a new agent in terms of choosing a broker and what's important to me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video. It would really help out the channel. Maybe give it a like for my dog Sugar there, that's been there in the corner for the second half of the video. But that's it, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.